congratulations with this film. Can I start by complimenting the music?
Ah, yes, indeed.
I
Yeah.
loved the music, how it just gave us that rush as we're watching.
Yeah. Yeah. No, well, first of all, there's a composer named Paul Leonard Morgan who did the score, or did, compose the score. But then there is that kind of crazy electronic music that has such a drive to it that's so interesting and fun and kind of chaotic and crazy.
Yeah, like it made me want to go work out and watch the film and be like
Nice.
Maya.
Good. Yeah.
So tell me about getting involved in this project. What was it that won you over to want to direct it?
Well, I conceived of it. It was my idea, and I had an idea at the end of COVID, or actually the very beginning of COVID, that I wanted to go out in the world. Most directors had an idea of like, oh, we'll go shoot two people in the woods. That'll be a COVID movie, safe and all that stuff. And my instinct was the opposite. I wanted to go around the world and see what the new normal was. In order to do that, and I wanted to do it with a narrative. I wanted to do it with a fiction story. But in order to do that, to get that done, either just because it's small crew and things like that, I wanted to see the way the world was. And when you bring in a film crew, the film crew disrupts the world. Everybody ends up looking at the film crew, And so I thought the only way to get around that was to shoot with an iPhone, where nobody would be looking at you because everybody has a phone. They're all doing social media and stuff like that. So then, things with COVID opened up a little bit, but I felt like the story was still valid. And so we continued on, and the idea of the using the iPhone was um, still good because I wasn't doing it as a gimmick. I wasn't doing it merely as a substitute as a motion picture camera. I was doing it for access, so I could walk through a crowded Cairo market and nobody would look at us.
Okay, an iPhone. Why an iPhone? Samsungs are great. I'm just asking. Did you try?
We tested them, and we tested all sorts of films and cameras, and the iPhone happened to be the right one. With when we tested them, we downloaded it, we projected it on huge screens, we saw what we needed to control, we looked at skin tones, we looked at contrast levels, and we preferred, some of them were close, but the iPhone did what we wanted to do just a little bit better.
I have both, but for certain things, it's like the iPhone is more user friendly,
Yeah.
sometimes for the Samsung. So that's why I was curious to ask
Well,
about
they're
that.
both good. We were making a motion picture, so that's a whole other thing, We weren't making telephone calls or sending emails. Um, so we were looking for one specific thing.
So that means you went through several?
We had about 15 of them actually, but we only shot one at a time, and we would use them like the way they used to shoot like film mags, like something would overheat or it would fill up, and we would just hand in the new one, and keep moving. And then we had a dedicated guy at night who was our data wrangler, and he would upload all of the footage to New York, if we were in Cairo or Delhi or something.
So how was it to film one of those? I feel like it's one of those classic European scenes, the chase and narrow streets. You had it with the bike,
Yeah.
the filming for that. It was phenomenal, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Well, again, I had a very specific idea about the way it was going to be shot. We didn't shoot in a conventional, film way where you have a wide shot and then an over the shoulder shot and a close up, and then you reverse and do the same thing the other direction. We had a much more sort of floaty kind of look at the actors, that gave it sort of a you are there, caught live feel. And so I wanted the motorcycles chase to be the same. I didn't want to do a close up of the wheel or a close up of the hand, on the throttle, or even like, the motorcycle moving by or something like that. I wanted it all from her point of view. The movie is very much in her point of view. It wants to be real, 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 but in her point of view. So literally, most of the motorcycle chase is just on her face, like 80% of it. And we choreographed it. I knew exactly what streets we were going to use, and uh, and what happened when, and essentially we shot it on open roads in Delhi.
Oh wow.
It
Yeah,
was wild, wild.
I loved that scene. And bringing a character from a classic film like Notting Hill, who was the total opposite of your film, was brilliant. I
Yeah.
wanted to watch because I was curious to see see him in a more serious
Yeah. Well,
character.
he was also in that movie Naiad last year. He's in House of Dragon. He's a great actor, and I wanted somebody who seemed affable, who seemed reasonable, who seemed like a good guy, because then he ends up and he turns out he has a bunch of secrets, and so um, so yeah, so I thought he was perfect for that. He's such a good actor, and he's a tremendous person.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations. I love the film. I will definitely
Thank
be
you.
recommending it,
Oh, good.
and people are going to want to go work out. That's how I felt during and
That's
after the film.
that's fantastic. Good. I can make people healthy. That's good.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right.
Bye-bye.
Take care.